bet you're wondering what happened to my eye. It's a great story actually. It's so painful. So, one night I was lying in my bed and a huge queen bee flew into my room. I had stolen some of their honey earlier on in the day because my dad keeps bees, and because I tried some of their honey and stole it, the queen bee was in for revenge. So, on that dark and cold night, it flew into my room and stung me whilst I was sound asleep, straight on my eye, right in the corner of my eye. And it really hurts now. It stings. Guess what? That wasn't true. I just thought I'd made up a random story just to kind of make it a bit more interesting. The truth is, I went to sleep and woke up with a horrible eye. And so now I look like Quasimodo. Hi YouTube, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another episode of Olivia's Liver. Gammy eye, had a rubbish week, missing home, wanted to go back, spend more time with my boyfriend, but now as a high risk individual we're allowed to go out, which is great news, but I've been able to do that anyway because I live in the countryside, live in the middle of nowhere, so I've been able to go out without bumping into many people, or any people most of the time. So it's been a blessing in disguise that I've had to move back home anyway, so I'm very thankful for that. However, I'm getting a bit tired now. I'm getting a bit fed up. I know what to do. I have a routine. I know what I'm doing, but the weather's gone rubbish. That has an effect on my mood. It's hard when we're all in this, pandemic together, and it's just changed our lives completely, changed our lives. I can't even see out of one eye. So that has changed a lot of things. My liver's good. My blood results are great. I couldn't ask for anything more. I've started running. I did a 5k the other day. I did start running about 6 months post-transplant. I did the actually 5k. If you want to get back into exercise and you've only just recently had an operation, depending on your operation actually, especially for liver, if you've had a transplant, abdominal operation, then obviously speak to your doctor first, speak to your surgeon, speak to the consultant first to ask them when you can actually get back into exercise. But in terms of exercising, it also depends on what you can and can't do. So for example, you wouldn't just go straight on to doing abdominal workouts because they would just cause more strain to your stomach, and you're at high risk of a hernia. Just don't put a whole lot of strain on your stomach. Do exercises that don't mainly target the core. So even now I struggle to do core exercises because of my nerve pain. I just can't do them. Like if I do them, and then I am just exhausted for the next day, I'm in a lot of pain and it's just uncomfortable, so it's not even worth it. So I have now decided to run because I've always loved cardio. I've always liked cross-country running. When at school I completed a coast to coast with 8 other people and I loved it. I really enjoyed it, and cardio is something that I'm able to maintain, and I feel as if I'm reaching a goal every time, because if I'm doing weight training, you notice changes over a period of time, but in terms of running, I feel like it benefits me way more mentally, and I'm able to challenge myself more with running. So for me, it's helpful. I know I need to eat more. I know I need to be on a high calorie diet because my metabolism is just very fast. So I just have to feed myself in order to keep myself strong enough to run, keep myself energized to run. So yeah, I'd recommend not going straight into doing abdominal exercises. Start off on a bike, start off doing a short walk, or follow a plan like couch to 5k, either outside or on a treadmill. A treadmill can be useful if you are planning to run, but obviously if you get tired and if you don't know how far you can go, then you don't have to come back to your starting point on a treadmill. You can just go and stop whenever you want. So it can be quite nice to be able to do that when you are first starting off. So I'd recommend doing that. On the bike, because it doesn't fully target your core, if you start off slowly, then just build yourself up post-transplant. And I do find cycling, you can really build up quite quickly. At the moment, I just stop and start with exercise. I just can't stick to a routine. I cannot do that because my pain just comes and goes in waves, and I just have to keep monitoring it. I haven't been able to find an exercise that I've been able to stick at long term that hasn't affected me. So sometimes I just have to take long breaks of a week or two or even months, depending on how I'm feeling, what's happening, whether I'm feeling well enough. And after transplant, you will feel exhausted. You will still feel tired. There are days where I just and I'm unable to wake up at 9 o'clock in the morning. I wake up at 12 o'clock in the day, 2 o'clock in the day, because I need that extra sleep, especially if I've done a long shift or I've done a big gym session. I just can't handle it. So I've had to cut that down. And actually during this time, during COVID, I've actually been able to find a good routine and test my body to see what I can manage and what I can't. So it's been a good use of my time during this time off work. So, and that will benefit me when I go back to work because I'll know my limits. So work out what your limits are after transplant, because you may not feel the same as you did before it. It's going to feel strange. Your body's just gone through a complete experience, especially in my sense. Like, I had to wait for an operation for about 4 years, and I was unwell for a long time before that. So my body had just gone through such a journey. So I don't think I'm the same as what I used to be. And I don't mean to sound like it's a scary thing to go through, but you've just got to realise that it's not just a complete fix like that. You know, you're not just going to suddenly feel all great. Oh, wow, amazing, I've had a new liver, it's all going to work now, it's going to be perfect. There's going to be no pain, going to be no problems, my blood's going to be fine. Let's go, here we go, let's get back to normal life, how it used to be. No, it has not happened for me. I still can't work full time. I still struggle to get up in the morning. I still feel exhausted. I have this knee pain, but you'll be able to tailor your life back to how you're able to manage. You'll be able to get back into a good routine. You just remind yourself how lucky you've been to actually have that operation, have a donor who's been able to given you an opportunity of a new life. Just don't forget that. So don't let anything like this get you down, because shit happens, you know? Everyone's got their own stuff to deal with. Like my stupid eye here. So I'm just dealing with that this week. I can barely see. I just have to wear my ugly glasses, and it just weeps and it's gross. Anyway, I hope you're all doing really well, and looking forward to see you in the next video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye!